greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. As usual, being out here in nature and greeting you. Always bringing this message of self-realization to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover your identity, to be your divinity. Now, what I want to do today, I want to speak to you concerning the game of master and slave. I know I've done a video and the mystery of master and slave. I'm going to continue today. So this is a part 2, whereby I'm going to take it from another angle to show you how you're supposed to live your life here victoriously because of your consciousness, because of your awareness, because you have come to know exactly who you are. And when you come to know who you are, you come to understand that this life itself, it's a game, and you got to know how to play the game. And the game that we are playing, it's a game of master and slave. First of all, let me say this. If you can master your mind, then you can master everything else. So the very first thing that you have to come to master first is your mind. Now, I want to show you how religion is to keep you from being in control of your mind, so that you would not be able to be the master of your mind, the master of your thoughts, knowing that it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality, and that you can actually create your reality consciously. And that is what it means between the have and the have-nots. Okay? Now, the game that has been played, let me just show you it in some simplified ways. Now, I like to speak from experience. As a boy growing up, when I start looking at the television, some call it the television, as a person of this kind of complexion, I would look to see if I would see anyone that looks like me in those early times, because I born early 70s, as a matter of fact, 71. Okay? And the first set of people I start seeing on the television who looks like me, you would see them working in the homes of white people as what we refer to as servants. But when you really think more deeply, they are actually hired slaves. It's still slavery, but they do not understand. So these people who was hiring these people and have them working in their homes, they have lifted their vibration to a certain way. And because they have lifted their vibration to a certain way based on their consciousness, they were able to amass a certain amount of wealth. And because these other people haven't raised their vibration, because they do not know exactly who they are, why they're here, they have no form of identity or spirituality, or if they have any kind of identity as far as identity. Okay? Now, when I come to the full understanding, I realize all of this was playing on our subconscious mind. Because whatever our eyes behold, and we act in a way whereby we use any form of feeling or emotion, our subconscious mind will receive it as communication, and that communication would download in the subconscious mind. So, when people like myself see people who looks like me on the television, and all they're doing is being a worker in someone else's home, raising their children, cooking, serving these white people, and so on, that's how you will actually go to think that people who look like you, that's the kind of life they're supposed to live. So all of that was a part of the game of master and slave. Now let me just go a little deeply now. Because you can go in the homes of people who look like me, and they have servants also working with them. Okay, so this is not a game based on race. This is a game that based on the mind. This is a game whereby if you do not come to realize that you are the creator in flesh, And that you're supposed to create your reality consciously. If you do not come to realize that you're the Lord and Master of your own destiny, then you are playing the part of the body. Because the body is a slave to the mind. So you must become the brain. You must become the mind. You must become the thinker. And be the doer. And when you become the thinker first, and then the doer, and you create your world, you create your reality, then you can decide how many slaves you want. Now, presently in my country, I've seen so many people who belongs to religion and who are very religious. And they're doing the exact thing that I'm speaking to you about here right now. They're walking in people's homes right now. Even as I speak to you, they're in people's home, they're cooking, they're cleaning, they're washing, they're taking care of their children and these other people. You understand? They're doing whatever they have to do, and they're making far, far, far much more money that they can pay these people, just a little thing. And these are the people who go to church and believe in a God outside of themselves and believe in a God in the sky. You know, I mean, I know people personally. For example, I know of a certain person. They're all in this long clothes, going to work every morning. You understand? To go in somebody else's home, leaving their children at home, religious as hell, and going to these other people's home, this husband and this wife home, and these husband and wife, I don't even want to say what their profession is right now, okay? Because I don't want to get too personal in this video. And she's going there to do all of those work, and she long skirts, and she more holy than thou. So the religious people in this world do not understand the game, and they do not know how to play the game. So the game has been played in them, and that's why I'm bringing this truth to you, to tell you, you have to lift your vibration to play the game right. You have to lift your thinking to play the game right. You have to get out of the intellectual kind of thinking and belief. And when I say intellectual, I'm speaking about whereby you are saying you know something based on, like if you read it in a book or if you hear someone say it. No, not just that. You have to move a step further, whereby you come to experience for yourself. Because experience is the greatest teacher. I can stay here and bring message to you one after the other. But unless you become the doer and you have that strong desire to have certain experiences, it won't make sense. Because your head gonna only swell big with knowledge. Because right now we're living in an information age where everybody is having so much information and they believe they know, but that's not the right knowing. The right knowing is the experience. Is when you can live above all of the fears and the uncertainties. When you can live in a time when there is coronavirus and you have absolutely no damn fear. You have no fear about your life. You have no fear about your finances. You have no fear about your business. You have no fear because you know you are the operant power. Because you know who you are. Because you know that your real economy is your mentality. Because you know that I am is your name. And that is the name of God from generation to generation. And you can never say I am and not referring to yourself. You know you can beat your chest and say I am money. I am wealth. I am health. Because I am is where your power lies. That's your name. That's your true identity. You got to claim your divinity. Because everything that people are going to depend on to be healthy in this time of a deadly virus, everything they're going to depend on, it has to first be a thought. It has to first be an idea. It has to first come from the mind. They can't run to these so-called churches. They can't run to these religious people. They themselves trying to save their asses. Because why? They're slaves. They're still living in the carnal mind. That is why to be carnally minded is to be in enmity with your God self. To be carnally minded is death. These are people who living in the realm of death instead of living in the realm of life. Because God is life and life is God, and they do not know that. So they do not know themselves. So they are playing the part of the slave. So I'm teaching you how to play this game. That's why I'm encouraging you to understand, first of all, the golden rule of life is to do unto others as you'll have them do unto you. Never think in terms of getting things for free and believe that, hey, things are on the internet for free. And why should I pay this for that? Or why should I buy this book? And why should I support someone who's bringing spiritual food to you? You got to get out of those kind of thinking, my brother, my sisters. You have to stop worrying about the physical, I like the physical money in your hand, and focus on the real currency. Stay inwardly. Don't let nothing shake you. Don't make nothing move you. Focus on your business. Focus on the next move. Think about the next step you're gonna make. Don't think about how much people dying in New York and all of these things. Don't get too caught up with the news. I'm not saying you should know what's going on, but don't focus on that. Focus on what you want. Focus on building your world. These things gonna come and go. They're not gonna last. They're gonna come and go. So all of these things, my brother, my sisters, to break down, not the economy that people think that the governmental system is speaking about, is to break down your economy. Your economy within you, which is basically deal with your mentality. Because African people mentality, people who's not aware that the true economy is their own damn creativity. So, you know what I mean? I could go on and on and on and on, my brother, my sister. I believe you got the message that bring across to you, saying to you, don't play the part of the slave. You play the part of the master. You be the brain. Don't choose to be the body, living in the five senses. Get into the sixth sense. Use all of your mental faculties, like your will, your memory, your intuition, your imagination. Get into these faculties. Get into your perception, having the right perception of life. Don't get caught up with all the drama that's happening. All of that is you living in the fleshly outer man. Stay in the inner man and see life from within instead of seeing it from without. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to thank you very much, and I want to encourage you that if what I'm saying to you, if it's making sense to you, and if you're new to this channel and you like what you're hearing and it's really resonating with you, it is said that it's only when the student is ready that the teacher would appear. And I'm saying to you, if you haven't subscribed already, I'm encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share. And to remember that this message I bring to you, it is the single eye message, of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And my brother, my sisters, had it been that I would have had that experience where I awake within myself like a fiery being, where that single eye in me awakes, and I've awake out of the dream of life and ascend up and high and come into my regeneration and come to understand that I descended into generation and I have ascend into regeneration and understand the secret of the virgin birth, which is the birth from the skull, and understand what it means about the single eye. That's the reason why I always give you the symbol, letting you know it is not an evil symbol as they want you to believe, but it's the single eye of the living God that is in you. It is the all-seeing eye of the Creator, your creative power within you, when you will experience an awakened imagination. Therefore, my brother, my sisters, I always say to you that the sun, as in the S-U-N, parallels the human imagination, the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light, for the sun is the giver of all life. Not a man 2,000 years ago named Jesus. That's a lie. And also, without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. Therefore, my brother, my sisters, my encouragement to you is to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your creative power, to achieve your every desire and live the life of the master and not the slave. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.